Welcome to Through the Bible. Are you enjoying your journey? Today we will listen to the story of another journey, a long journey through the desert. A long journey. Genesis chapters 11 and 12. Not far from Babel or Babylon, as it was afterwards called, was another town, Ur, where a people lived called the Chaldees. This was a country we now call Iraq. In Ur was a man called Terah. He had 3 sons, and one of them, Abram, afterwards became a very great man. The people of Ur did not really know God. But the family of Terah was different. They did really try to obey God and live in a way that would please Him. Terah decided to take Abram and his wife Sarai and their nephew Lot away from Ur, and they traveled a long distance through the desert till they came to a place called Haran. There they stayed till Terah died. But God had spoken to Abram, and Abram knew that it would be wrong to stay any longer in Haran. God had told him he must journey to a place he did not know and must not settle down till God said so. But God would make him the father of a great nation, and blessing would come through him to the children of all men. To us, it might have been terribly difficult to do this. There was a long journey ahead, it seemed, all through unknown desert to a place they did not know. But Abraham believed God. From Haran, Abraham and his nephew Lot and their families with their sheep and cattle traveled southward, crossing rivers and mountain ranges, toiling through the heat of dry parts. In the end, they reached the land of Canaan, and in this land God wanted them to stay. Their stopping place was on the plain of Moreh, close to the town of Shechem, where people of one of the Canaanite tribes were living. Abram did not settle in the town. He and his people were shepherds. They moved about looking for grass for their flocks. But it was their land all the same, because God came to Abram and told him he would give it to Abram and his children and children's children to be their dwelling place. And because Abram was so grateful to God, he did the proper thing. He built an altar, and on that altar he brought an offering of thanksgiving to God. When we read of all these wanderings, we find that whenever he stopped at a good place, he built an altar to give thanks to God. At one time, there was famine in the land with no food or water for men and animals. Abram moved further southward to the land of the Egyptians, but they did not stay there long because Egypt was a land where the people did not love God, and Abram began to behave badly. So they went back to the last place where they had stayed, in Canaan, near the town of Bethel.